Hi, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Mix Lab. How are you? I hope all are doing very well. This is Sadika Jinsi. I'm a pharmacist. It's my new YouTube channel. Through this channel, I would like to say about DHA, MOH, HAD, Promatic exam question paper discussions. Then let us go our questions. First question is antibiotic needed in community acquired pneumonia which need hospitalization. Options include macrolide, ceftriaxone plus macrolide, doxycycline, moxifloxacin plus vancomycin. We know that antibiotics are given only pneumonia caused by bacterial infection. If it is caused by viral infection like coronavirus, we don't give antibiotics because antibiotics does not affect pneumonia caused by viral infection. Mostly we given combination of antibiotics, ceftriaxone plus macrolide or doxycycline, ceftriaxone plus either a respiratory fluoroquinolone or azithromycin. So here the answer is option B, ceftriaxone plus macrolide. Next question is drug need dose adjustment in renal failure. Imipenem with cilastatin, clindamycin, ceftriaxone, amoxicillin. We know that dosing errors are common in renally impaired patients. Renal damage or kidney failure can alter the clearance of active drug metabolites and causes accumulation. This altered renal function can also affect dosing intervals of renally eliminated medications. For example, allopurinol, lithium, acecloprid, imipenem with cilastatin. So here the answer is option A, imipenem with cilastatin. Next question is patient with ulcerative colitis, treatment on cortisone and mesalazine must use what? Options include iron, vitamin B12, calcium. We know that the corticosteroid drugs induce osteoporosis. So we give calcium as a prophylaxis therapy. If there is calcium plus vitamin B12, it's a better. So here the answer is option C, calcium. If colitis without cortisone, the answer will be vitamin B12. Next question is, in ovulation phase, which hormone is predominant? FSH, LH, progesterone and LH. Actually, the menstrual cycle contains three phases: follicular phase, ovulation phase, and luteal phase. In ovulatory phase begins with a surge in luteinizing hormone and FSH. Luteinizing hormone stimulates egg release, which usually occurs 60 to 32 hours after the surge begins. Estrogen level decreases during the surge and the progesterone level start to increase. So here the answer is option B, LH, luteinizing hormone. Next question is, which of the following drug increase the incidence of BPH or benign prostatic hyperplasia? Options include paracetamol, diclofenac, chlorpheniramine. We know that BPH is considered a normal condition of male aging. Actually, it is the non-cancerous enlargement or multiplication of prostate gland. So many risk factors include for this a family history, obesity, type 2 diabetes, not enough exercise, and erectile dysfunction. Some medications like pseudoephedrine, anticholinergic, and calcium channel blockers, antihistamines may worsen the symptoms. So here the answer is option C, chlorpheniramine. It's a antihistaminic drug. Next question is, human chorionic gonadotropin is used to. Options include induce ovulation and treatment of infertility, induce ovulation, infertility, hormone. We know that HCG or human chorionic gonadotropin is used to cause ovulation and to treat infertility in women, also to increase sperm count in men. So here the answer is option A, induce ovulation and treatment of infertility. Next question is recommended calcium dose for geriatrics. Option A 800 milligram, option B 600 milligram, option C 500 milligram, option D 1200 milligram. Here the answer is 1200 milligram. Next question is, the dose of folic acid in non-pregnant women is, options include 400 mcg per day, 700 mcg per day, 1200 mcg per day, 900 mcg per day. We know that folic acid is a water-soluble vitamin. It's important for all non-pregnant, pregnant and lactating mothers. So many users have done nutritional supplementation, neural tube defect prophylaxis, folic acid deficiency, methotrexate toxicity prophylaxis. So here the answer is non-pregnant women require 400 mcg per day. Next question is, which drug will be more absorbed in presence of ranitidine? Options include warfarin, aspirin, triazolam, naproxen. Here the answer is option D, naproxen. It's an anti-inflammatory drug. Because the concomitant administration of H2 blockers may increase the resolution rate of entry-coated naproxen, causing the drug to be released in the stomach instead of small intestine. Hence, this drug will be more absorbed in presence of ranitidine. The next question is, PRN stands for. Options include discontinue, when required, for rectum, precipitated. Here the answer is option B, when required. Next question is, when we need to use omeprazole as a single therapy. Options include ulcer due to H. pylori, gastritis. Here the answer is gastritis. Because the H. pylori treated by triple therapy include proton pump inhibitors plus 2 antibiotics. Usually it's a omeprazole plus metronidazole plus clarithromycin. Omeprazole alone we use it for gastritis. Next question, drug used in moderate to severe asthma. Options include omalizumab, salmeterol, formoterol. Here the answer is option A, omalizumab. Next question is, which of the following vaccine should be administered for every pregnancy? Options include Tdap, DAP, DTaP, MMR. Here the answer is option A, Tdap. It is the vaccine against for tetanus, diphtheria, pertussis. Hence, pregnant women should receive a dose of Tdap during each pregnancy, ideally between 27 and 36 weeks gestation. Tdap and DDAP are the same vaccine, but Tdap is used for adult and pregnant, and DTaP is used only for children under 7 years age. The next question is, what is the antidote for methotrexate toxicity? Options include leucovorin, naproxen, vitamin K, naloxone. Here the answer is option A, leucovorin. Mainly, there are 3 antidotes that have been used for methotrexate toxicity are leucovorin, thymidine, and glucarpidase. Leucovorin, also known as folinic acid, it is the reduced and active form of folic acid. Hence, the answer in this question is option A, leucovorin.